Good morning, everybody. Reverend sir, our guest, like in the trainer today, Modita TM Modita Sendanayaka and Samira sir, and all dear colleagues and dear students. In fact, this is a great opportunity that we have got this time with the help of a career guidance unit, Samira sir, to find a very good trainer to train you all. That is none other than the head of operations speaker in your academy, Sri Lanka, TM Modita Sendanayaka, is a lecturer and a trainer by profession attached to GIHE campus, and also he is the head of operations at Speaker in New Academy in Sri Lanka. So he educates corporate professionals and higher education students in the capacity of communication development, public speaking, and speech coaching. And his corporate experience spans over 12 years, covering various capacities, including software engineer, business analyst, corporate training solution developer, public speaking coach, and a lecturer. He is certified trainer from City and Guilds, UK. Modita has been a Toastmaster since 2014 and has held many leadership positions. He has achieved the distinguished Toastmaster status from Toastmasters International, which is the highest Toastmaster educational status that can be achieved in the world. He is a former Toastmasters area director and an award-winning competitive speaker. Also, he is the charter president of Foreigner Toastmasters Club and a past president of NDB Toastmasters Club. Last year, he was one of the assistant club growth directors in Sri Lanka, and currently he is the division director of Division E Sri Lanka. So we have been very lucky to have his training today, particularly you. Otherwise, of course, under the leadership of the DELT, our head Sarath Anand sir and the staff, we are having this competition, and in fact we have achieved greater milestones in this process. So today we are having this very professional training where usually public university students rarely get. So you have been lucky in that sense, Modita Sendanayaka. We are very happy that you have accepted our invitation and have come to voluntarily help our students. So guys, this is a great opportunity, and we also hope that you will get the maximum benefit from this workshop. And also, if you have any question, I think TM Modita will tell at the end how to tackle them, and he will also allow you to ask few questions if you have. He will tell how to probe the questions maybe at the end of the presentation or during the presentation. So I'm not going to talk much here, Modita. And also I would like to thank this time Samira sir for helping us to get the training from TM Modita. He is the the live wire between the two, the DELT and the Toastmasters Club, and particularly TM Modita. So thank you, Samira, for helping us every time as usual. I'm not going to talk much and would like to invite Modita, TM Modita Sendanayaka to start his training session. Over to you, TM Modita. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sampath, and special thanks to the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura and all the organizing committee members. And thank you for the invitation. Yes, so gladly accepted this because this is not the first time I'm engaging with the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura in terms of speech coaching, or maybe related to the public speaking, because very closely associated with the Sri Jayawardhanapura Gavel Club. Mr. Samir knows about it really well. So again, I'm so glad to be back with you, and this time with a special reason, special cause. Why? Now you all have come through this journey, and now you are going into the final. Altogether, there will be 14 finalists, right? 2 categories. Now, if you can just think, maybe you can just close your eyes and think back, reflect back on what you have achieved from this program or through this speech competition. How was the experience? Have you ever thought, at least for a moment, after participating in the first few rounds, or maybe the first round, now you have come to the grand finale, the final round. Now, what would be your intention? What is your plan to do a good speech, good performance on the final stage? Yes, it's on online, virtual one. So how can you do a better speech to showcase your talent? All of you are not, I mean, I'm not telling that we need to benchmark something extraordinary. What I'm believing is, if you can do your best, definitely you have achieved your internal benchmark. So that satisfaction will be there. Therefore, let me very happily take you through a few lessons, a few slides that I will tell you how to craft a speech. Crafting a speech is very essential because there can be a lot of ideas. Now, you have been given the topics. Category 1, you have a separate topic. Category 2, you have another separate topic. Now you know the topic. That was just a matter of gathering your ideas and then how to craft the speech. Having the topic, having the ideas would not be enough. It's not sufficient. So how can you go through this? Let me share my screen for you. Mr. Samir, if you could grant me the permission of sharing the screen, that would be really appreciated. All right, thank you. Here we go. And fine. First of all, congratulations to all the finalists. It's not an easy task, I know. And any scale to go to the final level is something that you are going towards the destination. That is something remarkable. You need to celebrate that. Therefore, all the 14 members who are here have achieved that level. You are winners in that sense. And therefore, just a matter of putting that extra effort and going to the next level. Now, how to organize a speech? And this is the question. How to organize the speech? There can be several approaches. There can be several ways of organizing the speech. Because ultimately what you have to do at the final is that you have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes, allocated time, you are delivering online, and then you have to decide on what to deliver during this 5 minutes time, how to deliver it. What differently that you can do this than your first experience, because you know that you can improve the things that didn't go really well during your first attempt, and then you have an idea. So how you can go to that level, how to organize the speech? Simply, we have a few steps. Number one is speech topic. Number one is speech topic. That has already been given. So you don't have any trouble on that because it's just a matter of selecting the topic. Now you have been given the topic. Next, you have to develop the opening. These are certain basic stuff, but these basic steps definitely will give you the solid foundation to create a good speech. Without that foundation, how much ever you are confident, the speech would not be serving the purpose. That's why we need to go back to these basics and lay the foundation very firmly. Third step is drafting the body. The fourth step is developing the conclusion. These are the 4 steps that we will be looking at during this segment. So organizing the speech will be my first presentation, and there'll be another presentation on how you can deliver this online. That's a very important thing. And finally, what would be your mindset? I'm relating some of my experiences as well. So I would love to give you my knowledge, my sharing with you, so that you will be benefited, you will be enriched, and you will do a great job at the end. So let's go one by one, so that you will get a good knowledge on how you can organize the speech. Selecting an appropriate topic. I must tell you here, students, now that has been a very troublesome situation for me as well. Because when I was engaging in this competitive speaking arena in Toastmasters back in 2013, I was really struggling to find a topic. Sometimes I know the topic, but how to derive certain ideas to fulfill, to flesh it out. Just having the topic would not be giving you the benefit of creating a speech. topic is there, and you have to do certain other steps to select the appropriate details to include in the topic. I'm just touching these basic areas. So you have been given the topic, but if you were to give, if you have any, for example, just imagine now you need to find a topic in some other case. These points will help you to achieve that. Topics you are knowledgeable about. So if there are any topic that you are knowledgeable about, you know really well, you can select these topics to make any speech. I'm just deviating from a little bit from this competition perspective, and I am giving you some additional knowledge on how you can select an appropriate topic for any of your speeches. It can be a presentation, it can be academic speech, it can be some public speaking. That's totally okay. So topics you are knowledgeable about will definitely give you a lot of material for you to create the speech. Topics you are passionate about. Now, topics you are knowledgeable about, I'm a big fan of World War II, because that has been one of my research areas since my childhood. So I'm really passionate about it. So I can, if that topic comes in my way, I'll definitely can create a good speech out of it. If you are really knowledgeable about some subject domain in your university or something that you know really well, you can get that topic as well. Topics that are appropriate to the audience. Now, just because of having the topic would not be enough. There's an audience as well. So as speakers, the ultimate goal of this speech project would be improving you as a communicator, and also how you communicate to the audience. You are communicating through speech. What you do, you are communicating something. What? You are communicating your message, your ideas, your opinions to an audience. Audience would be your university colleagues or the lecturers and the judges beyond the screen. That's fine, but you have an audience. You need to remember that as well. So just because of having a topic would not be sufficient sometimes, because that would not be the same topic that the audience require. So then what we need to do, we need to select some topics that are appropriate to the audience as well. So this is a general approach that I follow in terms of selecting an appropriate topic. But in your case, your lecturers have made it very easy for you, because they have given you the topic. So you have precise topic for group 1, which is social media, boon or bane, and number 2, and you have been given that improving relevance and quality of education for today's world. So you have the topic. Now let's see, do a small analysis. Now we have 3 interconnected circles, right? First circle represents the topics you know. Second circle gives the topics you love. The third one, topics your audience cares about. Topics you know, topics you love, topics your audience cares about. The 3 elements that I told you. So if you get the topics you love and also topics your audience is caring about, what do you get? Fascinating speech topic you know nothing about, right? Now, topics you love some topics that you haven't done some research on that. You don't have any knowledge on that. But audience is, it is really relevant to the audience. So the combination would be, if you have some topics that you love and also audience is requiring that, but lack of knowledge, what happens? It's a fascinating speech, but you have less knowledge on it. Now you have another set, topics you know about these topics really well with information in and out, and audience is also caring about that. Content rich, your content is very rich, but sometimes little bit of less passion. Why? You are not passionate about it. Then there are topics that you love, you're so passionate about it, and topic you know about that topic really. Just like my example, I'm really passionate on the World War II scenario, and I know facts about World War II. So great speech topic for a different audience. But what happens in this particular area, the topic is not relevant to the audience. Now, where should be ideally the best topic? Choosing topics here, right in the middle. Topics you know, and topics that you love, and topics the audience will be caring about. Now, how we can achieve this? There can be occasions where you have been given an opportunity to speak. Then you can select the topic and you can create that awareness for the audience as well. Now, this I gave you for your knowledge, right? The topic matter that it has been already given to you. Now let's see, we have two topics. How to identify these key ideas. There are a lot of ideas. As soon as the social media things come to my mind, there are a lot of things popping up in my mind, several corners in my brain. I think that it's the same with you. You might be having lots of ideas, loads of ideas. Do you know what is this? This is called, anyone who would like to unmute? I know it's a Saturday morning, but okay, I think.
Excuse me, sir, is it a mind map?
Absolutely, well done. Who is this, please?
Senali, sir.
Sorry?
Senali.
Senali, thank you very much. I really appreciate you are the first to answer me. Thank you so much for that interaction. Yes, I'll go with the questions then. So this is a mind map. You can, there will be several ways that you can derive ideas, identify key ideas. If it is social media, what you can do, you can just, you know, if it is a boon, if you think it is a boon, what you, okay, good things and helpful ideas. And or maybe social media, if it is bad, what are the bad areas that it caters to the society, the situations, critical items. Have a mind map. Maybe mind map would not be your favorite thing. Whatever the mechanism that you know, you have to identify these key ideas. We have to write down or list all the key ideas first. Right? Why? By listing out all the key ideas, you will get, just give me a second, please. Okay, just give me a second, please. Is my video is visible? My particular mind frame.
Yes, Modita, we can see you.
All right, fine, because I couldn't see. That's fine. Totally okay, fine, thank you. So you have to identify the key ideas. Identify them and list down. That is the first step with regard to identify the key ideas. Then you have to create a mental image. How you can create a mental image? Now you have the topic, you have listed down all the key points. Now you have to create a mental image. First, general and specific purpose. This is very important. Now there are 4 general purposes in speech. Number 1 is to inform. It can be an informative speech. Number 2, persuasive speech. Persuasive, which is you persuade someone. It's a persuasive speech. Why? You convince somebody to accept a viewpoint. You convince somebody to change their behavior. So persuasive speeches are there. This is the second general purpose. Third one is inspirational. You inspire, motivate audience to achieve a higher goal or motivate them to be the best they can be or something like that. The fourth one is entertaining speeches, deriving humor, entertaining people. So these are including the jokes and funny things. These are the 4 main categories. Number 1, informative. Number 2, persuasive. Number 3, inspirational. Number 4, entertaining. These are the main 4 categories. And then you know, think of the category, the purpose that you want to include in your speech. That's very important. Why? Without the purpose, your destination will be completely lost. It's like a journey without a destination. Now you have a purpose in your life. Just like that, you need to have a purpose in your speech as well. If you want to give a lot of information, it can be an informative speech. But here, since this is a contest, my recommendation would be, it can be an inspirational speech, persuasive speech, either 2 of them. So for example, if I take this social media, you at the end with your speech, you shall inspire people with the topic. If it is a boon, you inspire people with the facts, figures, quotation, and some of the experiences. I'll come to that bit later. And you inspire them, right? Persuade them. So that is how you can win a contest. That is how you can do a great job in a final. So always go for this inspirational and motivation part. And through the speech, you can mesmerize the audience. Right? Most of you can be I'm not using the word total beginners, so absolute beginners, because we have been in that level in some point of our age or life. So you're getting that experience. Maybe this is the first time that you have ever done a speech in public, even or through online media, or done a speech for this magnitude work. That's fine. This is an experience that you have got out of so many in your faculty or maybe in the university. So be proud of that. Therefore, think of it. What is the purpose? I want to inspire with my speech. I want to persuade them. Go for that, right? And then central idea. What would be the central idea of my speech? Yes, you have the topic. Topic is the theme, right? What is the central idea that I'm going to include in this speech? What is the main key idea set, the central idea that I'm going to include? That is why I told you, you have to list down all the key ideas, and from that you have derived the central idea. And then navigation through the ideas. You navigate through the ideas. You have to navigate through these key ideas, because there should be a sequence relevant. Point 1, you explain it, and from that point 2, point 3, point 4, there's a logical sequence, there's a logical flow. Navigation through the ideas. Then deliver the specific message. At the end of your speech, there should be a specific message. Now, if social media is a boom, yes, you got the central idea, you are creating it, and at the end, you emphasize that. You emphasize that specific message at the end. Right? You have to deliver that in your own words. It's just the topic. Come up with the idea, and then you deliver that specific message at the end. Opening and conclusion. There should be something in between, either side of this main content. Opening and conclusion. A proper opening and an impactful closure. Now, after going through this, I'll come to this opening and closure. Now, just an example. Have you ever seen this burger, Mac burger or KFC burger? Any burger that you have seen? Have you seen that? The big bun, the burger?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is the most striking feature about this burger? What is the order that these layers are in this burger? On the top, what you have?
Part of the bun.
Yes, of course. And after that?
The patty.
Okay. Some මොනවාරි fillings තියෙන්න පුළුවන් ඇතුලේ cheese කෑල්ලක් මොකක් හරි වගේ layers තියෙනවානේ. Fillings තියෙනවා. සලාද කොලයක් වගේ. So at the end, what you have?
Other part of the bun.
Okay. දැන් ඕක අපි මාරු කළත් එම අය ඕක අපිට මාරු කළා දාන්න බැරිද? බන් දෙක මෙහෙම තියලා උට උඩින් බැරිද filling එක තියාගන්න. කන්න මේ කියන්නේ හදන්න පුළුවන් නේද? What will happen? So you have two buns on top of each other, and then the filling or the layers. What will happen? Would people eat it? If you change the order, what will happen? It's no longer burger, right? So speech is like that. You must have an opening, an interesting opening, right? And then on top of that, these seats are there. You can see they have just distributed all the seats. That is the opening. And the content with layers, topic 1, idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, very juicy topics, juicy ideas, meat and then salad, cheese, and at the end, spicy burger, the last part, the bun. ඒ දෙක මෙහෙම තිබ්බොත් තමයි ඒක බර්ගර් එකක් වෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේ තමයි ස්පීච් එක. Opening, between, the body, and finally the conclusion. If you have that order, if you have that impactful opening, body, and the conclusion only, it will be a complete burger. In this case, speech. So let's see. Criteria for a successful opening. මොනවාගේ openings ද අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්? Get the attention of the audience. We need to get the attention of the audience, but that's why we call attention grabbing opening. It's not just an opening, right? Introducing the topic. Sometimes we can introduce topic in a very creative way, right? Social media ගැන කතා කරද්දී so social media has become a huge hit all over the world. Have you ever seen a person without a Facebook account among your friends, right? Something like that. Establishing rapport. We create that connection with the audience. Now, who's your audience in this speech contest? Judges are there. Maybe your other contestants will be there, and then that is part of audience, and some other individuals, contest officials, invited guests, dignitaries will be there, who will be at the end, other side of the camera. Establish rapport with them. So they will be creating that connection with you through whatever you say at the beginning. Take less than 5 to 10% of the entire speech time. If it is like 5-minute speech, the opening shall be like maybe 3 or 4 sentences. That's fine. Maybe just 1 to 2 minutes, or maybe 1 minute, not 2 minutes actually. It should not be a prolonged, lengthy opening. It should be like I get that Winston Churchill's example. A woman's skirt should be long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create the interest. I'm not going to elaborate it further, but just like that, that's actually said about a speech. The opening also same. It should not be lengthy one. Then the interest will lost. Should be short enough, maybe 1 or 2 sentences, or maybe 3 sentences. That's fine. 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, and you are having the opening. Then you move to the main points. You are explaining the scenario, and you are going into the main part of your speech and finally the conclusion. So we are talking about this opening criteria. So what are the good openings that we can have for any speech? I'm just taking generally your contest speech and also for any other speech. Quote. So you can immediately come up with a quote, something that a person has said previously in the history. One of my favorite quotes, Martin Luther King Jr. Civil Rights March speech, Washington, D.C. He said, "I have a dream. One day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream." I'm a big fan of that speech, therefore I can remember it. So you can start. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will live in a nation where they won't be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That was the vision Dr. Martin Luther King had 60 years ago. Are we living in the same society even after the demise of Dr. Martin Luther King? Have we ever changed? And so on. That is the opening of my speech. I'm not taking the contest speech now. That maybe if I were to deliver a speech about civil rights or the equal rights for human beings, something like that. So I'll be starting in that way, and I'm moving, and I'm just moving to my speech next. Right? So that is my opening. See, it's very impactful, memorable. Can relate to that. Quote. Or what if? Or maybe you can put the audience into suspension mode. What if you immediately lost your Facebook account, or you immediately what if your account, Facebook account, immediately got blocked? How do you feel? So then people would be thinking, if it happens to me, my goodness, I'll be very upset because I have a lot of things in my Facebook. I'm using it as semi-professional way to share my things with my friends as well. But if it get blocked, I'll be really disappointed. So then people would think, my goodness, what happens if my FB get blocked? That's a good opening to talk about Facebook, and you are just moving to that. Imagine a world without boundaries. Now that has been achieved by the Facebook, because the purpose of Facebook is to connect people everywhere in the world. See, rather a statement, rhetorical question. I actually made the rhetorical question when I was telling what if. So we can pose a question. Did you check your Facebook status as soon as you woke up? Did you check your Facebook status as soon as you wake up, and even before grounding your foot? While you're on the bed, you checked it. Be honest, right? So that's a rhetorical question. The audience doesn't have to answer. But rhetorical question is that to create, for the purpose of creating the connection and having an opening to a statement or a speech, you are giving a question for the engagement. That is called rhetorical question. So you can question that. Definitely we do that, right? Most of us, I do. I to confess, I do that. While I was on the bed, even before washing my face and brushing my teeth, I check my Facebook. It happens. I need to avoid that, but anyway, to at least to limit that. So you can come up with these rhetorical questions as a powerful opening, and so on. You can move with the content of the speech. Statistics. There are 90 billion of the people in South Asia using Facebook, which is the highest density of the Facebook users in any geopolitical region. So something like that. And powerful statement. You can come up with a very powerful statement. Facebook has changed regimes, changed countries, changed the dynamics of entire world, right? So just like that, you can come up with powerful statement. And act. Act is actually something that you do at the beginning of speech to create that interesting opening. For example, if I'm using my phone, now there'll be a contest master or somebody that will tell, okay, if I take example, Senali, right? I can see, just took it an example. Senali, you can start your speech now. So Senali will be starting, looking at the, without telling anything, right? So checking the Facebook for maybe 5-6 seconds, and he pretending to be checking the phone. Okay, I forgot actually. I was checking my Facebook. I almost forgot that I'm about to deliver my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an addicted situation. Entire people have addicted to, all the people, young and adults have addicted to Facebook. That is an opening act. Very powerful, right? So you can go with these things. What if, imagine statement, rhetorical question, very powerful statement, statistic, and act. What not to do? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, Samir sir, Sampath sir, and madam. Good morning. It's very nice. I really appreciate your niceties, and it's a good etiquette. But not necessarily that we don't have to say good morning when you are delivering the speech. That kind of diluting the interest at the beginning. So please avoid good morning. I'm not saying that you have to remove good morning from your vocabulary. Please keep it, but at the beginning of speech, as an opener, good morning would not be a good thing. And some people will say, so I believe that, and Facebook is bad for society, therefore we need to avoid that. So statement, right? Please avoid that. My name is Modita. I'm here to speak few words about the social media. That doesn't add any value to the speech. It is okay, it's not bad, but it's not adding any value. Judges know that I'm Modita. If I'm competing, name is there. It has been given in the paper mark sheet. My name is there because I have been selected as grand finale, and my name and the student number is there. And they know what my topic is also about. So I don't have to say, my name is Modita, and I'm here to talk about the Facebook. It's a boon or a bane. No, I am thinking that directly go with your opening. Apology statement. I'm sorry, I'm late. I got late, so therefore, normally not in this contest, but some other speeches, they start saying, I got 5 minutes late. I'm really sorry about that. So let's come to the topic. You have killed the opening interest at the beginning. So don't go for these apologetic statements. It's very bad. Showing nervousness. Now, nervousness is a human thing. Speech anxiety, we call. Nervousness is something human, and you can control it. There's a lot of ways that you can control the nervousness. Don't show it. And yes, this must be the first experience that you are going through, or maybe that you are nervous that you have come to the grand finale and you are about to deliver. Naturally, the funny things will be happening. Your hands will shake a little bit. Maybe you can, your funny sensations will be there in the stomach. We call this butterflies in stomach. I have felt that even I'm feeling right now. The key is, if I'm doing a speech, you can't get rid of this nervousness or the symptoms or the panic attack, but control it. Now, there's a famous saying, you can't get rid of these butterflies in the stomach, but through public speaking coaching, we train them to fly in formation so that your speech will be beautiful. Right? See, that's a powerful statement. So don't show the nervousness at the beginning. Be very firm, confident. appear on the camera very confidently. Just before your name is now being announced, and your name will be announced, right? I'm taking again Senali. Sorry for that. I'm taking it for 2 times, but Senali Timila, and then Senali will come and then switch on the camera, and she's there very firmly. Right? From sense now she's ready to do. If she does this clasping hands and nail biting, and then sweeping, mopping the sweat from the forehead and looking everywhere, what happens? That's not good. So show that confidence at the end. It will give you that confidence. Have that confident feeling, and then you can move forward with that confidence, right? Don't show the nervousness. Technical difficulties. Please avoid technical difficulties. I'll tell how you can avoid these technical difficulties. And if something happens, like, I'm sorry, is my audio visible? Am I audible? Am I visible? You can do this check just before the contest starts. But as soon as your name is read out, you don't say, am I audible, contest master? Am I visible, sir? Can I start now? Please don't say, because if you have a small technical difficulty that you feel that the screen is frozen, or if you have a login that you need to check, that's fine. It doesn't look good. Therefore, please avoid. And non-believable nicety. Non-believable nicety can all confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel absolutely brilliant to be in this morning and to do the speech. My dear students and my dear lecturers. So there are some extraordinary things happening, maybe because of the nervousness sometimes, or maybe because of the lack of content. But anyway, please avoid these things. So go with these good openings. Now you know the criteria for good opening. So after opening, we come to the body, not your physical body, the speech body, right? So how can we narrow down the ideas? Now there's this big situation, how to narrow down the ideas. Mata ideas may substitute sambandho 50ක් විතර තියෙනවා. Am I going to speak all 50 during this 5 minutes? No. Yes, list down all the key ideas and then narrow down. How to narrow down? 3 to 5 main ideas would be the idea, because you have to elaborate these main ideas. If it is 5 speech, my recommendation would be, if you have main 3 ideas, that would be enough. If it is 5, roughly you have like 5 minutes. Then if we allocate 1 minute per point, the 5 minutes is gone. So the enough time for the opening and conclusion is not there, because opening and conclusion very impactful. Therefore, my recommendation would be, it's up to you. You have the liberty of selecting whatever the number of main points, but ultimately you need to be responsible of your delivery. Therefore, my recommendation would be 3 points. Write down all ideas on a note card, right? Then you can select. Lay them out on a table. This is one approach that we are using as public speaking trainers and coaching. We write down all the ideas on a small piece of papers and lay them on a table and select the best or most important ideas out. You can do this on do the same on a paper as well. In your laptop, using a Word document, you can do this and arrange these selected main important ideas in order. Arrange that. Now, next is how to arrange the ideas. Now, previously, we talked about narrow down. Now you know, okay, out of these 50, now I have 5. That's fine. I have 3 or 4. Now, how to arrange these ideas? That is the next question. I'm taking you through the entire process, right? This is comprehensive public speaking, organizing how to crafting your speech. There are ways. First one is topical. One of the common methods. You can arrange this idea as topics, subtopics. You are splitting the main topic into subtopic. For example, I'm talking about myself. I'm taking that simple example. I'm taking myself. I'm dividing my self-speech into topics about my childhood, about my school days and university life, academic life, and my professional life. So I'm talking about myself under 3 main categories. I'm using topics. Topical. So ideal for topics that have several interrelated ideas, right? You can have this topical approach. And chronological. Again, I'm taking the same example. I'm getting my self-speech and I talk about myself in this way. I was born in this place in this year. And then I went to this school. I had a nice childhood in my home place. And I went to this school for my secondary education. After completing my education, I went to this university. I successfully completed, graduated, and during my professional life, I achieved this level of success, and I moved to this positions. I have worked in these companies, and then I'm living a life with my kids. Sorry, I don't have kids, but I'm just taking an example, right? Kids and so on. So you see, there's a timeline. From the point I was born, I'm taking certain things, and according to the timeline, according to progress of the time, I'm speaking about it. We call this chronological, things as happen, arranging in a sequence of time. You can talk, arrange your speech like this, but mostly you need to know what type of arrangement that you need, right? Out of all this, I'm just giving you the entire idea about it. Spatial, this would be arranging according to geography. Like, for example, now we'll say we are talking about a war in Rome. So Rome, instance, Alexandria, Alexander the Great in Macedonia, and the way that he conquered half of the world single-handedly, being the first emperor who conquered from Europe to India, North India, throughout Asia and Minor Asia. And I can say first, the Alexander the Great started from Greece, and then from slowly he moved to the Syria. And when he was facing the Darius III, he had a massive fight there in the Syrian peninsula. And after conquering the Syria and Babylon, he went to the Egypt, and he created the city of Alexandria, honoring his own name. And from Egypt, he moved to the India and had the most fierce fight that we have seen in ancient time against the Punjabi king Forbes and Alexander the Great. So after that, the Punjabi king surrendered, but he didn't enter the India because he got malaria from India, and he died on the way back to Persia. So see, there was a spaces as things happened in a spatial way, moved from this to Alexandria, and then to Persia, and then to here. You create the speech. And then cause and effect, causal. Cause and effect. There's a cause, reason, and the result. Cause and effect. You can take the cause and effect method and create the idea or arrange the ideas. Problem solution. So if it is something related to giving a solution to a problem, you have the problem solution approach, arranging the ideas. And finally, compare and contrast, comparison. Now, previously, we didn't have much luxury back in 1970s and 80s. I'm a kid of 80s kid. So I didn't have much luxury at my home. I was raised with a lot of hardships and also middle class family. But we were able to achieve what we want through a lot of hardship. Nowadays, what happens? The kids get all the luxuries in the world. They get everything at their disposal. They are not achieving the desired goal because they have been spoon-fed. So I'm comparing and creating a speech. This is for your knowledge. If you feel that topics would be the most important thing or the ideal arrangement for you, please go for that, because that is the most suitable thing for you. And elaborating main points is supporting materials. How you can elaborate these main points? How you know how to organize them, arrange the main ideas, and elaborating these points. First, we listed down the ideas. Then we knew the sequence, we narrowed it down, and we organized, arranged it, the main points. Now we need to elaborate the main point. You see, I'm going through a process. So facts, names, years, example, stories, anecdotes, statistics, testimonies, right? Visual aid, you can use some props even. See, this glass is half empty, but sometimes you can interpret this as half full. It's according to perspective. Some people can say this is half empty and this is half filled. Why? People would see things in different way. World will be perceived you as if you see it. Therefore, opinions of people are different in this world. I'm just creating a speech out of my class, right? So I used the visual aid here. I used a prompt. You can use something like that. And transition appropriately. Now, after you creating this main point, now you know how to elaborate it. Now, how you go through this main point swiftly? Opening, you have, after that you have the main point, and you are dividing into main subpoints, subpoint 1, an example, and again you go back to the main point, conclusion. Opening, main point, subpoint, example, and if there are many main points, you do the same within the main point, and then conclusion. This is sample speech anatomical output, right? You can go through this really well. Now, criteria for a successful conclusion. Achieve a sense of closure. It should achieve a sense of closure. අර ඉවර කරනවා කියන තේ තියෙනවා. අපි ඕපනින් එක පටන් ගත්තට පස්සේ කන්ටෙන්ට් එකට ගිහලා ප්‍රධාන කොටස් ටික කරලා ඉවර කරද්දී මේක අර කන්ක්ලූෂන් එක ගියයි කියන අයිඩියා එක තියෙනවා. එතකොට ස්පීච් ජජස් ලට ඔඩියන්ස් එකට පේනවා. හරයි. Okay. ස්පීච් එක දැන් කන්ක්ලූඩ් කරන්න යන්නේ. දැන් ඔන්න කන්ක්ලූඩින් රිමාර්ක් එක තමයි. You need to make an impact. It should be a memorable. Again, 5 to 10% of entire speech time. End on time. Right? Timing criteria, 5 minutes. So do rehearsals, right? My recommendation is do practice, do rehearse, so that you know that your speech, if it is going beyond the 5 minutes, maybe 30 seconds, you can reduce certain things and practice. 5කට වඩා අඩු කරන්න නැත්නම් 4:00 වගේ වුණත් කමක් නැහැ, but ඊට වඩා අඩු කරන්න එපා. 5 minutes තියන්න බලන්න. Like, you know, within the range of 5 to 5:30 would be absolutely good for you, because you have more to talk about, right? What are the criteria for good conclusion? Again, quote. What quote එක ඉවර කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. කාගෙරි saying එකකින් ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන් very powerfully. Now I'm doing a speech about speech organization, so I'll be ending probably, if I'm delivering a speech about it. Winston Churchill, the great Winston Churchill, said a speech is like a woman's skirt. It should be long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. My ladies and gentlemen, therefore, you know how to create interest and not to drag till the end. See that I conclude with that quote. Story or anecdote. You can include a story in the sense as small example to conclude with. Call to action. If it is something like Facebook, maybe a good usage of Facebook, can say, ladies and gentlemen, we have the tool with us. It's just like using a knife. You can use it for bad or good as. If you use it to, you know, cut something or maybe apply some butter or jam, see, you are using it for the good. And you can stab someone and you can cut someone. It's how we use the tool. Let's use Facebook for our betterment, something like that. So call to action. I call to action. Rhetorical question, again, asking a question, not expecting the answers, but putting audience in their thinking mode. So they would remember your conclusion. Summarizing main points. You can summarize main points so that the conclusion will be very memorable. Referring to the beginning. So you can always refer to the beginning if there's any possibility to remember what you said at the beginning and concluding with that connection. What not to do? New points. Don't bring new points at the end, because that is another addition. Then you don't have much time to elaborate. Repetitions. Don't repeat the things that you said during the main points. Any questions? No, I'm sure this is actually, you are not going to ask, but this is if you are doing a speech, like interactive speech, you are not asking this. Thank you for listening and goodbye. Again, it's a good thing to say thank you for listening and goodbye, but not necessary. What we believe is the speech is a contest. Now, this is a contest. What you need to do at the end, you can say, you can conclude, over to you, contest master, or the official is there. You know the official. The official can be named as contest master. There will be an official name for that. You give the control back to him. Over to you. That's it. So no need to thank you. We need to thank you for giving that fabulous speech. The summary is, speech topic has been given already. Develop the opening, a very powerful, attention-grabbing opening. That's the keyword. Draft the body, have the main point, narrow down, list down all the key ideas, narrow down it to 3 to 5 main ideas, and then select the order, and then select the flow, elaborate it, have the transitions properly, then you have draft the body. Finally, develop the conclusion. Conclusion should be impactful, memorable conclusion. So that's about it. Crafting a speech from me. And if there's any questions that you would like to ask from me with regard to this, before I'm moving into the next one, I have another small presentation for you because you will be delivering this speech online. Therefore, you need to know a few things, good practices that you need to do online, things that you need to consider, especially when you're delivering a speech online. I thought of including that as well. Any questions? Basically, the idea is, let me summarize again, have a good opening, have nice content, rich content, and then closure. So to add, I'll be giving you how to enrich the content at the end. There are a few things that you need to include to make this content very interesting. And before that, I want to go to the online part. If there's no question, I can move that. Mr. Samira sir, can we move to the next presentation? Would it be okay?
Yeah, sure, no problem. We can,
That's
yeah,
fine.
we can go ahead, I think. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I'll quickly go through this because right, this is a presentation that I would like to do. Yes. Beyond the screen. Now you are doing this to an audience beyond the screen. You physically don't see them. They are not at your physical presence. So what you need to do? This world is interconnected, and due to the pandemic situation, we are connecting through the internet. Therefore, we are using the Zoom platform, which is the best, I would say, for a speech contest in terms of operation and the technical device. First, you must know your equipment. So my dear students, you have to check your equipment, device, laptop, phone, and the Wi-Fi as well, the power. Now device, my recommendation would be use laptop if you are delivering online, because sometimes phone would do some unexpected things. Sometimes the orientation will be changed. It can be landscape. Sometimes, it drops, and then the proper angle would not be covered through phone. And sometimes auto updates are being run on phone. Then the connectivity will be very slow, and certain pop-up messages and some other notifications will come from phone. Even laptop, you can block them. And therefore, my request is use laptop, right? Wi-Fi, yes, a very powerful Wi-Fi. I know that we don't have a studio set up at home. If we don't have that equipment, that's fine. Whatever the equipment that we have, we need to use it. One advice with regard to Wi-Fi is that sometimes it happened during a speech contest when I was doing the CJ. What happened actually, this guy was delivering a speech without any disturbance for 2 or 3 minutes. Suddenly, he started lagging and breaking. And immediately the process in our contest is to put that person, if that person get that such disconnection or any technical difficulty, we post the timing, and then we give some time, maybe just 1 or 2 minutes for that person to connect again. So I can immediately contacted that person, and he was able to connect. But he said at the end of the speech contest, personally, what went wrong? Now he was using the laptop and he had the backup phone locked and kept aside. Now that was an Apple, and maybe other phones also the same issue will be there. During the speech, after 3 minutes, suddenly that phone started doing an update, scheduled update. So phones, they have these updates suddenly running, downloading, so many things are happening. Even my phone also, it's happening. Then what happens, the Wi-Fi is divided. One heavy bulk is used for the Zoom, it's data consuming. But again, now maybe more than 50% of the data bulk have been gone to the update. Now very small narrow path is available for the Zoom. Zoom started lagging and breaking down. So that's what happened. Therefore, if you are connecting devices, make sure during at least for your 5 minutes, right? Not for the entire one, at least your 5 minutes, devices are not getting updated, and your Wi-Fi is not being shared with someone else. It is completely locked to your laptop or the device, right? And also fully charged. Power is there. Power cable is working. Have backup device ready. If it is allowed, you can check with Samir sir. if there's any possibility of logging from your mobile in case your laptop fails, and you can use that mobile without any issue, because having a backup device would be ideal. Keep the devices fully charged, please. Please keep the devices fully charged. Check the connectivity, Wi-Fi, as I mentioned, and get familiar with Zoom platform. Actually, I don't have to emphasize much on this because you are very familiar with Zoom platform, doing lectures, participating in lectures daily or throughout your last 2 years. You know most of the Zoom technicalities. Check the data GB status and the connection. Why? Because sometimes now it's okay. Now the grand finale will be held on 9th November. Some contest or the sort of some ceremonies, so if it is happening towards the end of a month, the data quote will be ended. Like, allocated 30 GB, like 29 GB at the end of the month, only 1 GB is remaining. Now what happens? Without your knowledge, you are delivering the speech, now only 100 MB is remaining, gone. So all funny things started happening there. So that's why we need to check the data status as well. Tip number 2, this is very important, right? Dress appropriately. Now, mostly this is applicable for contest, whoever the people who are doing contests or these similar things like this, and also the lecturers. Now, this is actually the world situation right now. Lecturers, some of them, they are doing lectures like this. Top is very professional, the bottom is completely casual. Right? See, this gentleman is doing a business speech or a business presentation, but the bottom part is completely comical. And this is another classic example. So we need to dress appropriately, because anyway you will be doing this speech stand and deliver method. You are not sitting, right? My request is, I think it's a mandatory criteria for you for the grand finale. See, my background is there. It's white wall or maybe clear wall, whatever the color is. So they are not looking at your background and anything, just your performance only. But make sure that at least you have the opportunity or the room of standing and delivering it. Because then otherwise you would not be able to include your body language, the movement and emphasis, the facial expressions would not be that much visible when you are sitting and delivering. It's very comfortable, like someone is doing a lecture. It's not that powerful. So dress appropriately. Why? There are 3 P's. Helps you to feel professional. Now here you go to the contest mindset. When you stand and deliver, you get that contest vibe. It's very important. And then the posture, you have the posture, the stance of your contest posture. You are stand and you are ready to move, and you have that preparation. You get the power, confidence when you stand and deliver. It helps you to deliver with power. So professionalism, posture, and power is very important. That's why we need to dress appropriately. And we need to select the speaking stance. How? Now, the recommendation would be the center one. That one says you have to stand and deliver. This is actually the bottom left, that is taken from a speech contest. Now this guy is about to deliver a speech standing, and you don't have to have complete body appearing. That's fine, because sometimes if you are connected through a cable device as a headset or something like that, you can't go that further. You have to much closer together, otherwise this will be disconnected and detached from the laptop, and your cables will be disconnected. Therefore, you have to have that distance, but I prefer if you can stand and deliver at least closer to your table, and then your upper body will be visible at least. Select the most comfortable speaking stance. I just delivered this I prepared this for the general purpose, but here you have to stand and deliver. Arrange the setup accordingly and check the speaking area and scope covered by the camera. Now here, if you can see my screen, I'm speaking to you. I include my gestures, hand gestures and expressions. Now here, this is my to my right side, right mouse corner. Here you can see this is my right mouse corner. This is my top, and this is my left. Right? This is my left. So I'll be my background will be here. If I go here, I'm cut off. Right? If I go top, I'm cut off. You need to know what scope that is being covered by this camera. You can just check because it is appearing on your screen. So then what happens if you move to the right side or maybe the left side, your body will not be cut off, and you are visible clearly. Therefore, always be mindful about the scope covered by the camera. Now the next part is visibility. there are common lighting issues. Now, these are common lighting issues that we see. The first one is backlit. Now, there's a light source from the back. Ideally, that is actually the natural light coming from back, and there is no light device in front. Therefore, we can't see the face of this person. Second one is harsh shadows. There are some harsh shadows on certain body parts because light source is very strong and coming from an angle. Overblown. Now, in front, there is this huge light source. Your face is overblown from the light. As if you have just arrived from the heaven, as if you are an angel. Yeah, you guys are angels, that's fine. But make it are very pain. Fourth one is underlit, which is actually not enough light. Therefore, we need to avoid all these four situations. This is ideal. Okay, I have a light source in front, just behind my laptop, and it spreads across the room, and therefore I don't have any overblown face, underlit face, or harsh edges. Even shadows are not there. So I know that I'm not encouraging you to buy certain lighting devices and have that behind the laptop. It is not the way. But whatever the light source that you have, make sure that it is visible, that you are visible. Judges will not judge based on your visibility. It is not in your judging criteria. But you must make sure that you are visible. Otherwise, how your facial expressions, the body language, it's not being shown. Then it is not. If it is not visible, the allocated marks would be difficult. Understanding that we have our home setup, we are living in our homes, maybe rent boarding places, that's totally okay. But at least select a place where enough light is there. That would be totally acceptable, right? And background and other arrangements, please check and select an appropriate location. Again, I'm going through the visibility. Select an appropriate location, empty place. Clear wall can be used as a background. So here I have a very clear wall. You don't have to have a white wall, maybe green, even if it is black, that's fine. A clear, it should not be cluttered. Background is not cluttered, so I don't have any fancy things. Samara speech contest and the pain. That's fine. But arrange if it is not disturbing your view, your performance, that is okay. Recommendation would be having a clear background. Avoid windows or mirrors because some windows, mirrors, they will light reflect on unexpected moments. So just avoid the places with mirrors and windows, and you can close them as well. Now, thing is, when you sit and deliver, a speech point explain so you have natural movements. So what happens? You need to demarcate this area on the floor. Now you know the scope that is being covered by the camera, and here what happens if you move from this point onward, your body would not be visible. You need to demarcate on the floor as well. I'm doing it because I have mental picture on my on floor. I know from this tile, if I'm not moving, if I move to the right side beyond this tile, I'm not visible. So I know these 3 tile squares are there. I need to be within these 3 tile squares. So they are just like that. You can just keep a broom. That's fine. Whatever that you can grab, just keep it there. And because no one is coming to your place to see your performance, only you are delivering through the camera. So whatever that you can keep around you to demarcate that at your convenience, keep it. That's as long as you deliver a good job. We don't have to have any issues on what you are keeping around you, right? Now, please don't put any virtual backgrounds. This is what happened in the business meetings when you put virtual backgrounds. See, absolutely funny and sometimes very disturbing. Well, virtual backgrounds will do funny things at unexpected moments. Please don't use virtual backgrounds, and please don't put the blurred set. Blurred option blur I have not used the blur. It clearly focuses you. It clearly focuses you. That's fine. But sometimes my hand movements would not be captured, as if fingers are not seen very sharply. Blurred focus would go to the face and the body. Hands will be dissolved in the background, as if you are armless. So when you do gestures, your arm would not be, hands and the fingers will not be captured that effective. So use the natural without any option. the visibility will be there. Next one is audibility. Audio devices. Now I'm using my earbuds. If you have, yes, you can use. I also face certain situations that my earbuds not working. Then I just tap it and then I put the charger and make sure that they are fully charged and connected through Bluetooth and functioning properly. Why? In the middle of the speech, what happens? What if your earbuds or the device fails? Can't help. Audibility will be gone. Maybe you get another chance, but you can't have the same flow, right? You are delivering it energetically. You are in the climax. Like a part of climax, you are coming down from that place, right? It's very hard to go back to that place where you were delivering it, that enthusiasm. It's very, unless you are a professional speaker, you can't immediately go to that level and have the same emotion, same intensity, and continue from that place onward. So the better thing would be checking these things, set up device accurately, check the sound, do a test run, and then you can have the audio devices correctly. Now avoid disturbances. I would like to have some small instructions from you. Now, what are the disturbances that you will face or you may have faced? Not in speech contest, when you are listening to or maybe going through a lecture, online lecture. Mono disturbances to lecture online. And then I can come to this point. Mono
Dogs.
Background sounds.
Background sounds, hurry. Be creative, be honest.
Disturbance from family, children, others.
Yes, very good. Yes.
Dogs and chumpang also.
Yes. I was waiting for that. Yes. You guys are really good. I mean, nice. Tell me, what are the other disturbances? Background noise, chumpang. Yes, dogs are barking and cats are mewing. Unexpected guests, right? I was once delivering a lecture. My lecture, there was this guest who were knocking at the door, and I just signaled because I can't stop my lecture. It's been recorded, and also I'm delivering to a university for 400 people. I just showed this. But he kept shouting at Mahatya. So I had to switch off and give from A to Z, and then chase that guy out and come back and do the lecture again, but disturb flow. So therefore, these are the disturbances. So the question I asked, family members, they are not disturbance at all, with all due respect, but sometimes you need to keep informed. Tell your parents, tell your friends, if you're in a friend's place, if you're in a different place, tell the person who will be there, kids, right? Please, I have a speech contest. If they don't understand that's a speech contest, I have an exam, then they will understand, right? It's a verbal exam, right? And please don't disturb, at least for this 1 hour. I'm focusing, I'm delivering it. There should not be any disturbance from. So that they are informed. So you need to come up with that solution. So pets, try to deal with them. Power cuts. These are unavoidable circumstances, but I believe that prior notices will be given. And if there's any situation, you can always go for the backup device since your mobile is there. I told you, fully charged, data checked, then you are sorted. Doors and shutters, these are very subtle disturbances. Make sure that these things are in order. Phone, sometimes mobile phones, you need to, if you have any other devices like land phones, reduce the volume and put other mobile phones into the vibration mode or silent mode. Chat windows, if you're using laptop, if you have opened these multiple Twitter and live cricket updates, WhatsApp web chat window, so ting tong, everything will be appearing. Now, for example, now in this Zoom, whenever a person is disconnected and getting connected, you get this sound. That is not a disturbance at all, but sometimes what happens, my request for the Zoom operations, if you can just, if there's any option of removing that sound, Samir sir, that would be ideal, because sometimes if somebody gets connected or disconnected during speech, that sound will occur, and that might be sometimes a disturbance for a participant. So I just noticed that there's an option. I think you can remove.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So I'm thinking from the students' perspective of chat windows, disturbance from outside, where we don't have any control. Mobile food vehicle guests, unexpected guests, mobile food vehicle. This has become a nuisance now. Not only the Chumpang, you can mean, not the mobile food vehicles now. Even the Karavala person and fish. Yakada Paranabadu. Once there was a situation, I was delivering a lecture from right to left. Chumpang is going. And from left to right, the Paranabadu is going. They are having their songs and all the masterpieces. I was furious because my place is very close to the road, and these guys, they are very slowly moving, and just house to house they are moving. I had to stop for a good 5-6 minutes. So therefore, we don't have any control over it. But morning hours, if we can avoid, I don't know. Maybe towards the middle of the day, and would be a good ideal solution, depending on that. But you need to be very careful on these things as well. Please select a location with near to zero disturbances. Therefore, select a place with near to zero disturbances. Practice beforehand. That is my tip number 7. Why have I included this practice beforehand as a speaking tips online? Practice. No one can succeed on their first attempt, especially on these online forums, right? Practicing one of the most important things a speaker can do, especially when presenting online. Practice several times on your own and with a live audience before you give your speech presentation. Why? Knowledge is no value unless you put it into the practice. And then Chekhov said. Now, effecting online speech delivery, just a summary, just for your idea. So, setting, appearance, and delivery. These are the 3 main elements. You have to set up the background and all the power, equipment setup and everything. Appearance, the way you appear, your preparedness and everything. And then delivery, your delivery, right? Just a small summary. I don't want to go into details. The same thing I have been summarized here. Checklist. This is for you, from me. Check the visibility. Check the audibility. Check all equipment, please. Speaking position, standing here, we have no exception. Please, it is standing, not sitting. Laptop arrangement, backup devices, 100% charged, suitable location, minimal distractions, stable connection, prepare, please. You must prepare, right? That's about it with regard to the delivery and angle of, excuse me, online. So now give me 1 second, please. Now you got to know about 2 things. Number 1, how to craft a good speech, basic elements and more elaborated items. And then how to deliver a good speech online, things to consider. Right. Any questions up to now? Any questions up to now? Because I'll be moving into next one, which is actually I want to give you some input, the motivation with regard to how you can prepare for this speech delivery. What would be your mindset? How you can prepare? How will you deliver this, right? And for that, I'll take another 1 minute, maybe, if you have anything to be clarified or any questions.
I think Mr. Modita, Dr. Saroja has a question, I think. Yeah, madam.
Yes, madam. Yeah, madam, please go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Modita, maybe at the end, if you can just show the students how to stand. No.
Yeah.
It will be ideal, I think, because because I realized that some of the students were too far, and then as a result, we could not see their facial expressions. See, so if it is possible, maybe at the end, if you can just show them.
Sure.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Thank you, Dr. Saroja.
Sir?
Yes, Aditya.
So I have a question with regards to the standing position. So
Mhm.
I have some issues with my laptop's audio and speakers. So if I stand, the people, they might not hear what I'm saying. So in that,
Okay.
for the second round, even I did while sitting. So in that case, if I show my facial expressions and I use my hand gestures and
Mhm.
use my voice tone and try my best to get scores in that way, would it still
Okay.
be a problem like if I don't do it?
Since you have a technical difficulty in the laptop, so you can't just disconnect and then go back, then the sound would not be captured properly, right? Sound and the video. Then just try on mobile in sense, you can keep the mobile in this angle. And then maybe you can have a free Zoom sessions are available, right? You can just maybe 40 minutes with a friend. You can see how you look, how you will look on Zoom if you are looking from a mobile device. Then if you can set up the proper angle and the proper distance so that you will be audible and visible. That is okay. Just try that out. If it doesn't work, the third option will be just delivering sitting, since your the laptop issue is there, but make sure that you expressively speak and show that all these gestures. That's fine, because as long as you do it correctly or appropriately, the scores will be in your favor. That's fine. Is there any opportunity or maybe way of finding another device, laptop, just at least for that moment?
Yeah, that's what I have to check my sister's laptop. Then if she
Please
doesn't
go
have
ahead.
it
Yeah.
or something, I try.
So have some backup plan. So first option would be okay, going for the backup laptop or the next laptop. If not, then the mobile device, and check, set up a Zoom. 40 minutes Zooms are available freely. And with one of your friends, you can look how you look on the camera. The angle can be changed and adjusted. And you can have this type of mobile stands freely. It's really works sometimes. And then how you sound is, are you sound good, and do you sound good, and do you have that visibility through the mobile? Check those things, right? Then you are ready. So have that beforehand, maybe within next couple of days. And because you have to finalize that, Aditya, then you need to do rehearsals on that setup. If you are exactly, because if you are preparing for the laptop delivery and suddenly you are moving into the mobile, what happens? You would not be getting that, the scopes can be changed. The if you're coming closer to the camera and delivering something, that can be changed. The angles can be changed. So therefore, go for the backup immediately and then start practicing. I hope I answered your question, Aditya.
Yeah, thank you. So I have another question. So
Sure.
when we are doing it in a standing position, how to keep the timer?
That's a good question. Yes, I'll give that answer at the end. I'll give that answer at the end.
Okay, so
That is one area about the timing. That's a separate criteria that I want to touch, and for the benefit of all, I'll be elaborating on that, because Madam and Sir, the organizing committee has come up with that solution, and you'll be getting the timing indications. You don't have to worry about the timing from your end. You will get in the timing indications. And right, Aditya. Okay. Any other question? So that I will move to the last bit. That is, what would be the mindset? Now I know you guys are putting your best effort, practicing really hard, and putting your best effort to come up with good speech, justify your topic, and talk vividly about topic. Now, what are the enhancing elements that you can include in a speech? This is the key. There are a few things that you can include to make a speech very beautiful. Number one is stories. No, stories in the sense your personal experience. If I'm talking about social media, right? I can include this is actually I did once, because I wanted to pursue audience. I had to deliver a persuasive speech for a teenage group about bad usage of social media, and I told one of my friends actually back in 2010, rather relatively the initial stages of the Facebook, that I used to use it. This friend used Facebook heavily, and got involved in several groups that they didn't know even who are the friends, and they got into a circle, and they used drugs back in those days as well, and created some so-called friendship among this group. And he became a drug addicted person, and finally he had to pay from his life because he was jobless, aimless, and purposeless. And finally, I think either he got suicide or maybe he committed suicide, or he passed away due to his bad health. I can't remember. I know him because he was a friend of my good friends. So I went to his funeral as well. I told that if you use social media badly, what happens without your control, you have to pay the price with your life. So my title was "Pay the Price with Your Life," and so you can include just certain examples. You can include your personal experience, not just for the topic. If you are doing any speech, come up with your own examples, come up with your own experience, life experiences, and share that story. It's like a story. People would love to listen to stories. Stories will give that life to the speech. It will give that life to the speech and that vividness to the speech. Just the informative speech do not be sufficient for this kind of speech contest, because I told there are informative speeches, there are persuasive speeches, entertaining speeches, inspirational speeches. Here, entertaining or rather information would not be sufficient. My personal belief is that inspirational and the persuasive speeches will be the good solution. And for that, if you can come up with your own experience, we would like to hear what happened to you. How you came across this situation? How you conquered the situation? How you remove all the barriers, obstacles to achieve the success, right? So then it will be a value addition to your speech. Come up with your own stories. So maybe something that happened to your friend or the known things to you. Then it's easy as well because you know what happened to you better than anybody else. You know what happened, your experience, you know that you can relate it very vividly. The third one is voice. I reiterated that point. Voice variation. Now, if I speak like that, I'll tell you an example. I'll give an example. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a person who would love to engage with the students, because sometimes when I do lectures and speeches, especially in Toastmasters, I always love to go beyond and also do very passionately. When I'm so passionate, what happens? The best will come out. I believe when you are passionate, the best in you will come out, and the audience will love your output, the delivery, very much. That is a bit boring. So if I tell, ladies and gentlemen, being a Toastmaster, what I believe is, I believe if you are passionate, what happens? Your best will come out. When your best will come out, you know that you are doing it completely correctly, and the audience will get that message impactfully. If your opening is attention grabbing, if your content is rich with facts, figures, your experience, if your conclusion is impactful and giving the summary message to the audience, what happens? Audience will love your performance. And I know if you can unleash your hidden talent, when you do something passionately, what happens? Your best will come out even without your knowledge. What is the best version? The first one or the second one? How did you feel? What is the most හොඳටම දැනෙච්ච version එක මොකද්ද? එකම කතාව මම සරලව දෙපැත්තට කිව්වේ. දෙවිදිහකට. කොයි එකද ඔයාලට තේරුනේ? First එකට මම කියප එක දෙවෙනියට ඒක දෙවෙනි පාරට කරප එක. Any answers?
Second one.
Second
Why?
one, sir.
Why? Give me the answers. Why?
Because you had a very energetic tone.
Okay. That's a good point. Yes. I included gestures and gestures in the sense the body language, right? I expressively spoke. When I was talking about my passion, I was so passionate about it. And I expressed that feelings through my face and my voice. Just do the same. You are not just doing a speech. You are expressing yourself. So put that effort, right? So then you have the winning edge, or maybe the best version will come out from. So the vocal variation, ups and downs, and appropriate changes in the voice, appropriate changes in the expressions. මම මේක සම්පූර්ණ අර නිකන් අර මපට එකක් වගේ මෙහෙම expressiveness වෙනවා කියන එක නෙමෙයි. Appropriately. මේ දැන් හිතන්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ සාමාන්‍ය විදිහට කතා කරද්දී යාළුවෙක් එක්ක බොහොම නිකන් ඇල්මරිච්ච විදිහට මොනවා හරි අර අමාරු જાතියක් කාපු වෙලාවක වගේ කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. You are very bubbly, energetic and cheer. I mean, not excessively නෙමෙයි. නමුත් අර you are very active, animated and very expressive. So have the same. Speech is also part of the communication, and you are speaking to express yourself in order to communicate a message to the audience. The audience should get it and they should enjoy it. In order to get this message across to the audience and also make them entertain or enjoyable. So you have to put that effort. So come up with this. Practice, rehearsal practice. So you have to practice how to include the gestures there. Okay, here I'm going to include this. I will be looking at the camera and be looking at there when I'm explaining it. And I'm having the dialogue conversation in a speech with my mother. Mother, what do you think? Said to my mother. And she, I'm showing that. And she was very terrified. Mother, you don't have to worry at all because I know what I know I'm doing. You don't have to tell me what I want to do because I am an adult. I know what to do. I saw her face. She had tears in her eyes. She didn't know what to do because after 20 years, 24 years, now she's getting this from her daughter. Then I realized after a few months, if I'm in the same position, what I will do? I went to my mother and I apologized. Please, mom, I said something very bad to you. Apologize, please. I'm not doing it again to you. Emotions and expressions, take them. If you're having dialogues, do them accordingly, right? I'm not telling you to be exaggerated or purely completely animated. Be that live person who you are. Include dialogues, that's fine. Have vocal variation, include body language. To have this, you have to practice the speech. By now, you must have a proper speech script, right? Finalized one. If not, work on that. Then go through it, practice it. Yes, you have to remember certain things, but internalize it. Go through it, visualize. One of the methods that I'm using is visualization. How? I closed my eyes. I remember when I was going into the division finals, it was masked as a higher level speech contest. I closed my eyes before that day, the previous night. I went through. මම කොහොමද ඇවිදගෙන යන්නේ මගේ නම announce කරනවා contest master මම නකින්නවා නැගලා handshake කරනවා ඒ දවස්වල පුළුවන් those days we didn't have COVID, right? So I shook hands. ඊට පස්සේ speech check කරනවා I'm moving to my left, I'm making this gesture. Eyes closed. මම නෑ ඉඳාගෙන නෙමෙයි ඇඳේ මම මේ ඇස් දෙක පියාගෙන ඉන්නේ. How to move to the right, how to move to the left. මම මේ පැත්තට ගිහිල්ලා මේක emphasize කරනවා. I'm using this gesture. People are loving it. They give the standing ovation. They cheer. And then very confidently, I conclude the speech with powerful, impactful message. And I shake the hands, saying, over to you, contest master. And I'm going down and taking my seat. When you do this, your system will register this. Your body will register this. It has worked for me really, really well. I'm a big believer of this positive visualization. I don't know, for me, it works. So you can do the same. So rehearse when you are doing this practice, rehearsals, when you are doing it, you know, okay, this point, the camera angle, then you see me, right? You can see now, you know the scope. So you know, I'm moving to this, I'm moving to here. I'm emphasizing the point. I'm going backward. I'm coming forward. At the conclusion, I'm very powerfully give the conclusion here, and I complete the speech. So it's all about the combination of vocal variation, expressiveness, including your emotions, having body language, including your personal experience or stories to emphasize the fact, and finally coming up with a good rehearse set. Rehearse final speech. So it's a process. It's a process. You are going through this process. You are one of the luckiest member of this entire group, or rather the entire student base, because you are going through this. You are getting that first experience firsthand, right? Imagine now if you do this in future, your presentations or the speeches that you will do would never be the same. It will be completely improved, leveled up presentation. These are the benefits. Now the final thing is the mindset. I'll tell one of my stories. In 2013, I joined Toastmasters, and then 2014, during first few months, I had this contest season in Toastmasters. We do have 2 contest seasons. First one is the beginning of the month, we have international speech, which goes up to the international finals in USA, and the table topics, impromptu speaking. Towards the end, we have humorous speeches and evaluations, feedback speeches. These are some categories. Some of you may know about this, but these are some categories. So I was representing my bank at that time. I was working at a bank before becoming a lecturer many years back. And I became a member of the Toastmasters Club. And for the first time, I won the impromptu speech competition. I knew that I'm going to represent my company in the area level, club level contest, and then the area level. At that time, I had my company where there were several educational bodies and a few other reputed companies. All the Colombo Superclass compete. So I'm representing my bank with another one. There was these 2 individuals who represented, won and selected. I was thinking the day before that I couldn't sleep properly. I competed, but I haven't competed that much. But I put my 100%. Normally we say we shed our blood, tear, everything. Whatever thing I shed, and I put my 100%. I was by hearting in memorizing, going through it rigorously. Did 100 times rehearsals, and then day before I couldn't sleep properly. On the day of the performance, I was ready to go. I was the second speaker, as I remember. And I've seen this, my company's, I'm winning the contest. My company is congratulating me. CEO is coming the following day and meeting me at my department and congratulating me. The staff mail is circulating in the staff email. Everything I'm seeing this. Now I went and I delivered fairly good job. I thought I delivered a very good speech, which was actually. And I was waiting for the results. I mean, third place announced. When a girl okay, I thought, okay, maybe the second or the first. Second place announced. One of my competitors went and grabbed it, posted for photos and went. I knew that if that person is the second, probably I'm the first. So I was seeing again my CEO's face as well. I was so excited. And then what happened? The first place, I was almost about to stand up, but somebody else's name was announced and he went, posed for photos, and he went down. I was completely disappointed, dejected, and disheartened. All these words that you can start up with these, they were with me. I went to a corner of the stage. I still remember the same auditorium corner, and I was very disappointed. What is the point of Toastmaster at that day? If I'm not getting the results of my hard work, no point of taking part in these things. That was my intention. That was my knowledge of that at that time, right? And then there was this winner of the other category, and he was one of my mentors, one of my teachers, trainers in Toastmasters. He just came and said, "Buddy, you are just you're feeling very upset. Why?" I told, "This is what happened because I put my 100%. I'm so disappointed. I didn't have my breakfast even. I was really ready for this." And he said, "But you did a fabulous job. I must tell you, because your speech was not something, and you did it really well for the first, as a beginner, you as a new member to Toastmasters, you did really well. But there are 2 things that you must do. Number 1, you are not merely doing a speech. There should be something for the audience as well. I mean, there should be a take-home message to the audience. And speech is a 2-way transaction. You are giving something to audience, and audience will get it from you. There's this connection with the audience. So your speech, what is the value for the audience? What is the take-home message? What emotion that you will give to the audience? So think about that. It's not completely one-sided affair. Speech audience ultimately you are giving the speech to judges, that's fine, but there's an audience. Always think about in that person. Number 2, the most important thing I ever heard during that time, and it completely changed my thinking about competing at any level, and also improved to become the person who am I right now. Otherwise, I would have been the same Toastmaster who's completing or doing speeches and also competing. But whatever you do, if you're not achieving the benchmark that you are set for yourself, internal satisfaction, you haven't achieved, or maybe you are not, you are just falling short of your benchmark. මොනවා කළත් ඔයාගේ ස්පීච් එක කරද්දී මට මේ ලෙවල් එක කරන්න කියලා තියෙන satisfaction එක ගත්තේ නැත්නම් you are not achieving that benchmark. What happens? You may be the winner of the day. That's fine. You will get the first place, second place, or third place, but you have to achieve that internal benchmark. If you are the 10th of the speech or the 14th of the grand finale, that's fine. But you have achieved your level. You know where you were previously. Now you know where you want to go at this particular grand finale. And if you want to go to that level, definitely you have achieved something, and that will enrich you for many months to come. And then enjoy what you do. Enjoy your speech. Then the best will come out. As the more you enjoy your speech, the more the best will come out from your system, even without your knowledge, and that will be visible to the audience and the judges as well. So these were the golden advices I got from these veteran speakers at that time. I would like to give you the same, because it changed completely my dimensions of speaking and competing, and that's why I'm here as a trainer and lecturer, because of that paradigm shift I had back in 2013 and 14. That's what I want to tell you. It's about the mindset, and if you have that mindset, trophies, cups, accolades, certificates will follow you, and they may not come or may come, that's fine, but you have achieved your internal target, and you have gone at least one level up. That is the progress that we see, right? At least one step at a time. So that should be the purpose of the life, and also purpose of the speech contest, because ultimate objective is not only winning this or maybe getting a placement in this contest, but also getting the learning out of this contest, applying in your life, and going one step further. And when you look back, you can be very proud of yourself, a person who have changed because of this initiative. And ultimately, the organizers will be very proud of you, and they will feel the same satisfaction as well. So that concludes my workshop for you. I hope I haven't bored you, and wish you all the very best contestants. I wish you all the good luck, and do your best. Remember the points I mentioned about this online delivery. These are vital, because online things sometimes beyond our control. So if we put our best practices nicely, correctly in place, definitely there's a good chance of doing it correctly. And if you know how to prepare your speech with that passion and delivery, everything that I mentioned, enhancing tools of the speech, adding stories and personal experiences, delivery with passion, vocal variation, and body language, you will do the best. The timing criteria, that's the question. Timing criteria is 5 minutes. So there will be a time card displayed. The screen will be shared. There will be a shared screen, just like you saw my profile at the beginning. It will be like, blank white card with the speech title. This is like Speech Star, University of Sri Jayawardena, and that the title details will be there with image, the logo, and then that will be there. And the speaker will be pinned, spotlighted on the right side. So you can see yourself and also the shared screen. So the person who will be conducting the contest will be checking whether you can see it before your speaking start. So then what happens, after 3 minutes, there will be no any countdown timers, but after 3 minutes, this slide will be changed into green. Then you know, okay, 3 minutes, you have 2 minutes. Don't have to stop and think. Immediately it will occur to you, right? Okay, 3 minutes have gone. So I have 2 minutes. At the 4th minute, you will see the yellow, or rather amber card, yellow card, which is actually, okay, I have 1 minute. At the 5th minute, you will see the red card, which means you don't have to stop abruptly. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, you saw the red and you just vanished. No, you have 30 seconds, right? You have 30 seconds. The red will appear throughout the speech until you end your speech. That's fine, but you have 5 minutes and 30 additional seconds to wrap it up. So my advice would be, since you are practicing, you know that you have practiced for a time limit, therefore you won't be having any unexpected situations with regard to timing. But what happens, see, thank you, Ms. Samira. Here we go. So I would like to invite Aditya, since she has given some wonderful answers. Anyone in that case, anyone in position of
switching on your video out of the contestants? Just checking with you. All right. So just a small thing. Now, can you see my image and the white screen? Can you please give me a verbal confirmation? So it should be like that. If you go to view and you put to side-by-side speaker view, not the gallery, side-by-side speaker view, you will see me and the white screen.
Yes, sir, can see.
All right, this is one. Now I'm speaking. So I'm a speaker. I'm a very proud product of University of Siddhartha. I'm speaking. Then, Mr. Samir, if you can just move to the next slide. So I'm speaking. Okay. Ideal if a sampurna screen like a background color green color, not a small rectangle.
Yeah, sure.
For the time
sure.
being, it's okay.
Yeah,
background
sure. I'll do that.
color. Sure.
Oh, right.
So then
Yeah.
entire green will be appearing. So I'm speaking. Then on a yellow. Next, Samir. Next, okay. You see, okay, you know that I have to only 3, 4, only 1 minute, right? This red will remain until you end your speech. That's fine. But here, you know, I have another 30 seconds, right? Thank you, Mr. Samir. You can finish the share. Okay, fine. So here the key. When you see the green light, you know that you have come to the 3rd minute. And when you see the yellow, and you know that it's time to conclude. At that point, but practice when you do rehearsals properly, when you practice, you can avoid these situations. So these are the time indications. I think it's very clear for you. I think a few of you have requested the details as well. That is the time criteria. Yeah, that's about it. Now, stand and deliver. Have a bit of a situation right now with me as well, but මට මම කතා කරද්දී මෙතන මට මේ earbud එකකින්ද මට පිටිපස්සේ යන්න පුළුවන්. You don't have to go far back. Just check whether if you can just, if the upper body is visible, that's enough. Right? You don't have to have
waist එක ළඟට
yes waist එක ළඟට ඇති.
එතකොට හිත ගන්න කියනවා. ඒක අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට හිත ගන්න කියමුද?
I just show you, right? If I go like this now, in my case, I have to tilt the laptop towards back because then my capture will be captured. Now here, so I know this is my rightmost corner, this is my leftmost. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving a sample example here, speech. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know, the first step of success is having a goal. The next step of success is executing this. And the final step is moving towards the excellence, right? You see, that is a sample that I did. So, so you can adjust your laptop or the device accordingly and get ready for this. Right, that's the end of my workshop for you, dear students. And yes, any final questions that I would like to take any questions from you? Which means you are ready, right? I know that you are ready, so go for that. Remember the points I mentioned. The mindset that will definitely enrich you for not just for this speech contest, for anything that you do in your life. It has been a guided principle in my life so far, and it has yielded me some of these results that I always remember. All the very best. Thank you, Mr. Samira, and over to you.
Right, so thank you very much. And so I would like to invite one of the students to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of the university. Right, Aditya or any other one?
Yes, sir, give me a second.
That's when you don't have to open conclusion.
Yeah, don't.
No, I think she's struggling to open the.
Okay.
video.
Aditya, better if you can. Okay, I think this is better. Let me check. You are. visible and audible. Say a few words, Aditya.
Can you
Your
hear?
name?
Aditya.
Yes, you're audible. Yeah, you're audible and visible as well.
Yeah, it's sometimes not working. That's the issue.
Then find another backup laptop. That would be ideal.
Mr. Modita, don't you
Yes.
think that it is now she's seated? Okay, better
Yes.
for the contestant, for the candidates to stand. Isn't that so?
Yes, definitely. I would prefer if they do speeches while standing. So what happens when you stand and deliver? You get that energy, right? You get the sense of speaking. You can move and you get that speaking energy. I would say I'm going to the speaking personality, and then I deliver with that passion energy. ඉඳගෙන කරද්දී සමහරලාවට lecture mode යනවා. නැත්නම් සමහරලාට ඒක නිකන් අර ඒ energy එක එන්නේ නැහැ මට උනත් කතා කරන සමහරලාට. If I'm doing a speech, definitely I'll be standing and delivering. So just go for that. You will feel the change, the difference. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for giving your time for us. It was very useful. And I'm a person, I have social anxiety disorder, so I was very scared to speak. But, public speaking is something that I always wanted to try, but I never, properly tried. I'm even in the Gava club, but I never, stayed for any of the meetings because it's very hard to find a free time in Saturday evenings. So I was waiting for a, workshop like this because those are very, helpful for us. So thank you so much for that, and hoping to do a good job. Yes.
Thank you, Aditya. And I think, Mrs. Samir, you have a person to catch here. A prospect Gavalier.
Sure.
Yes. Samira, may I say a few words on behalf of the department?
Sure, madam.
Yes. On behalf of the Department of English Language Teaching, Mr. Modita, we are indeed very grateful to you for enlightening our students on how to deliver a speech. I am sure the students will make full use of the tips that were given. Okay. That is the most important thing. And the objective of organizing this was really to encourage students to become good communicators. And I am really thrilled at the way you ended your workshop, referring to the mindset, because that is what is needed, okay? So that finally, at the end of the day, all of us will become better communicators, because in fact, that is one of the 21st century skills in higher education, and to encourage students to become good communicators so that they are able to maybe persuade other people or inspire other people to look at things from their point of view, or inspire people to critically analyze things. So I'm sure this message will be given to all our students. So I'm very happy about the workshop, and I'm sure our students will make full use of it. And I have to thank Mr. Samir for going out of his way to organizing this workshop. Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you, Dr. Saraja, for words of wisdom and thanks, and special thanks to Mr. Samira for inviting me and having me this forum. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, right.
Pushpa Kumara is also here, I think.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Thank you, Modita and Samira. Yeah, Dr. Saroja spoke, in fact, on behalf of the DELT. Yes, thank you. Okay, Samira, go ahead.
Yeah, because actually, for a long time, actually, Mr. Modita, he's working with us, even especially in our speech master, the speech competition. And so it's actually the Toastmasters, they really support us for all our events. So I really appreciate your commitment today, Mr. Modita, because I think it's maybe more than 2 hours. We had a very wonderful session, actually, because not only the student, even me too personally, I also learn a lot. So that's really right. I really appreciated that. And even the students take this opportunity, because I think you can even it's better if you can take this message for your colleague even, actually, right? So then even we will writing even at Dr. Sampath Pushpakumar promised you to. I think maybe there's a possibility to see the recording also. I think you can watch it actually in faculty website most probably. And even apart from that one, if you want, I think you can see.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
Mr.
madam?
Dr. Sampath, is it possible to allocate some class time and we can show this to all the students?
Definitely, I think so, because this is that useful. I to agree. Let us have the recording some reserve first, and I think there will be a possibility to do either way. Like, these are very important communication. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sure. And even if they want, actually, you can watch Javadrupura Gavel Club YouTube channel. You can search University of Sri Javadrupura Gavel Club YouTube channel. I think you can see a lot of speeches there, right? What the universities, right? There are a lot of speeches there, right? There belongs to our Toastmaster as well as the Illuminate and even some other competitions, right? So you can watch and see, right? I think it will be really helpful for you to get a good exposure, I think. So then, thank you very much for everything. And so, Mr. Modita, and really nice to see you in this online platform, because we could meet after 2019 actually, because we couldn't conduct any events after that. So then, I really appreciate the attempts done by DELT, Department of English Language Teaching, for to encourage the students for public speaking. So, and I think we can.
Mr. Samira, I think Venerable Sir is also here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So our Reverend Sir actually, being the coordinator of the faculty, our Reverend Sir is actually right behind this screen, and maybe student you cannot see sometimes actually, because he did a great job, and I really appreciate that also, because having the community discussion with us several times. And apart from the coordinator of the faculty language program, so thank you, so Reverend Sir, for that commitment. And so I think finally we would like to see a good result from you, all the students. So so I think in the grand finale we will see,
Mrs. Amiri, just a small thing. One point that I need to reiterate out of the points that I mentioned. Then your audience will be this camera, right? What I'm pointing right now. So when you are delivering speeches, look at this camera, and deliver, because others will think, okay, as if that you are speaking to them. If you look at the screen, I'm looking at the screen right now. Now I'm looking at the camera. Then the connection is established when I'm looking at the camera. Therefore, look at the camera. Even you are standing, when you present some information to the audience, look at the camera. That is very vital in online forum. It's very important.
Yeah. Okay, right. So then, Sampath, shall we wind up then?
Okay, Samir, finally, yes, thank you. It has been a long day for Modita as well, I think. Thank you, Modita, finally. Good luck to everyone. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best, students. Bye.
Samir,